So as you can see, this is obviously not Saoirse. And we've got AC. It's actually we met these guys in the Bahamas. Brian and Holly, they have been patrons of ours, and we just happened to share the same acreage with them one day. So we had a lot of fun with them, and now they're here with us. So, but they're out of town, back home in Texas, visiting family, I think, Utah, all that. Oh, wait, not they're not the Texas. Anyway, so we've been kind of keeping an eye on their boat and a couple other boats. So yeah. But yeah, I mean,
we made it. We made it to Guatemala safely.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a great sail for the most part.
Yeah.
When we left, we had a good weather window. I think, was it a tropical storm? A storm had just rolled through.
Oh, the hurricane.
It was a hurricane
through.
like a couple weeks prior.
Well, there was it was Beryl, and then there was another little storm behind it. So we went between that one and another one.
Yeah, so it cleared a path, and we had great weather most of the time. Yeah. When we rounded Cuba, that southwest tip of Cuba, a lot of storms develop off that landmass. Mm-hmm. And I think I posted a few things on the text WhatsApp, just a few pictures of the storm that was developing, and it was nasty looking. Yeah. It was like a huge, I don't know how wide do you think that was.
It was so weird because you could see it form in front of you, in front of us, and it kind of did this like circle thing. It was humongous and really dark.
And you could see like little hints of green in it. It was nasty.
We were like, please go.
But thankfully we dodged it.
Yeah.
It was kind of going northwest and we were going southeast.
Yeah.
So
is that the one we turned the motor on for?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, we veered a little bit. Yeah. We went southwest to kind of skirt around it, and that helped.
So we used the Starlink for the first time really underway. We don't have the Starlink mounted, and we have the Gen 3. So it's just the big dish. And we just set it out in the cockpit, and eventually it would catch, a satellite, and then it would be fine. Maybe every now and then we'd have to kind of just move it a little bit, but we had obviously we went to the data roaming, the data ocean.
Yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar with the plan setup, there's standard, there's mobile, and then there's like advanced, more for like hired businesses, like hired gigs, but we use the mobile. They do want you to be stationary with the while you're using it, but when you're in the ocean, you can opt to go to a $2 per gigabyte option.
Yeah.
And that allows us to, just sparingly use it for weather. So that's what we did on this passage.
Yeah.
And it was a game changer.
Yeah.
It was nice to be able to like see something and then check the weather and really get real-time radar of what's going around in the area.
Right.
That was really nice.
And I think we spent maybe we weren't watching Netflix on it, that's for sure. We were just getting weather, checking in with you guys, posting and stuff. And outside of that, we just turned it off. It does suck power anyway, so we weren't trying to keep it plugged in all the time. So
it wasn't. Yeah. It's not too bad on power. Yeah. I'd say it burns about 200 watts, maybe a little less.
Yeah. Hi, Jane. Saw you come in. But yeah, man, those first couple of days were like, man, we just hope this stays. This is great. We averaged 4.5 knots.
It felt like we were doing a lot better.
Yeah.
But
that was because we lost wind.
Yeah, in the beginning it was kind of slow coming out of the Keys. But once we rounded Cuba, then our speed picked up.
Yeah, but it's also where the storms picked up, unfortunately. Crossing, so to come in to go south, we have to cross the Gulf Stream, which I was kind of a little anxious about because our crossing going to Florida from Guatemala it was 10 feet, good waves.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was not a fun ride. It was not scary. It was just exhausting. And so then we went this time and it was like, it wasn't even there. It was perfect. We had great wind. We were doing broad through it. We didn't have any pushback on it. And we got really lucky because I don't know if you guys, I didn't know this, but the stream changes. It tends to follow the same path, but it gets weaker in some areas and stronger in some areas. And so we got a really good, like, weak area. So we kind of snuck in there. And then further down, we have to cross it again going into like toward Belize.
Yeah,
that was fine
to
too.
try to describe how the stream is, it runs from south to north. From I'd say it picks up around mid Belize and then past Mexico, and it's very close to the Mexican the land of Mexico. And it runs and it's pretty wide too and strong. I'd say what is it? It can get up to
2.5.
yeah.
I don't know.
I think it can get up to 4 knots, but we were only seeing about 2.5 when we were planning our trip. But it goes past Mexico and it goes way into the Gulf. And then it quickly turns and goes south. So it makes this finger almost. And then it makes the 90 towards Cuba or actually above Cuba and towards Florida. But we stayed just north of it for that whole stretch where it runs west to east. And then right where it curves that 90, we kind of jetted down and took that. Yeah, there you go. It's a better.
So that's kind of, if you guys can see Florida.
So yeah, Florida's.
So it's a big, huge loop.
Yeah.
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 So we basically avoided the majority of
We
it.
kind of were able to scoot into this. See how that's dead right there? We kind of scooted into that area. And then when we came down, we were able to go in toward Belize and got a little bit of a weaker current there too. So
Actually, we had current helping us.
yeah, we
because it
did.
was like a counter current happening.
But it was a much different sail than our sail from Guatemala to Florida because we had the use of our motor this time.
Yeah, that helped.
We had really good wind. Actually, before we set out, we knew we were going to leave in a 3-day span, like here or there. And Brooke and Gary, actually, Gary has a pro Predict Wind from One Life. They have a pro Predict Wind subscription right now. And they actually were able to do a couple of different tracks for us of which day would be best. So we actually picked the day that they chose, and it was pretty spot on. So I'm not here advertising for Predict Wind, but it was pretty good.
We've used it in the past.
Not pro.
Not pro,
Yeah.
but we've used the regular Predict Wind in
Yeah.
the past years ago, and it was never anywhere close to what we were actually seeing. So we never gave it a second thought. But now that.
But it was nice
Yeah.
because it showed us where we were going to probably get storms, where we were going to have more wind, and it was pretty. I mean,
Pretty accurate.
pretty accurate. It took us 2 weeks the last time that we left from Guatemala going to Florida with the current. We sailed this time. It was like 6 days, 9 hours or something, which
Yeah, it was nice.
yeah, much
Do you think it's
better.
better? Do you think it's better than windy? Or is-
Because it gave us like tracks. It like showed us where we should
Beau
go.
and Brandy.
Yeah, it's like where we can go
Oh.
into where the
Sorry.
roofs are and things, and or where the
And my
current-
AirPods on.
Oh,
Hey everyone, by the way.
hi Richard. Yeah, so it was. I mean,
Hi, Richard.
we had
Hey Donald,
dolphins.
how's everybody doing?
Good, good.
We have a hurricane or it's really not a hurricane anymore. I don't believe it's sitting off of Charleston. It just keeps going back and forth. It's supposed to come inland tomorrow or tonight,
Yeah.
but it's mild, 36 to 46 miles top
Oh.
gusts. So, a lot of rain.
A lot of rain.
Yeah.
It's just hot and dry here. In Utah, it's hot and dry.
Hot and dry in Utah.
Yes.
It's hot and dry in Utah, y'all.
Yeah, it's 97, but the humidity is not, oh, it just dropped to 8%.
What? Really? 8%?
Wow.
Man, that'll dry your bones out.
Yeah, it's literally 8% right now.
Wow. My hair would go
Yep.
straight there. Wow.
You need a humidifier, not a dehumidifier, huh?
Yes, which is why we have a lot of fires all
Yeah.
around us. So
Yeah. We
Man,
I checked this morning and we had 90% humidity.
yeah, I
90.
don't do well in humidity.
I
That's
mean,
about what we run here, yeah.
yeah, it was, yeah, it's been pretty hot, but the problem here is the lightning. It's not fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of lightning storm. Actually, I went away for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
I went back to Florida to help our brother-in-law. He owns a landscaping kind of business, and he actually does the fields for the Citrus Bowl, or what do they call it, Camping World, the big stadium in Orlando. And we prepped the field for the Manchester Barcelona game. So that was fun. Did that for a couple of weeks, made a little extra money, and then I just got back about 4 to 5 days ago.
Yeah.
4
So
days
I
ago.
was here by myself on the hook for 11 days, and it stormed every night. And then Beau came back, literally stormed enough to where, like, in the middle between like storms, I had to jump into the dinghy and bail it, like that much. I put a tarp in our cockpit, and our cockpit is 9 feet, you guys. It's a big cockpit. So I was like, oh, I need to catch some rainwater, you know, fill the tanks or whatever. I put it in, and I'm not kidding. It was up to my like kneecaps. It was a lot of water in one day. Yeah. Yeah. I filled up our 60-gallon. How much goes in there? 40, 45?
About
A 30-gallon. And then I had leftover. Like, it was crazy.
Wow.
In the dinghy.
We just had a storm. We just had a storm come through, and we were happy about 1/10 of an inch of rain that fell.
Yeah.
So we were
Yeah.
ecstatic about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've
Hey,
had-
Brandy, were you wishing you had a doggy while Beau was gone?
I do. It's so funny because I told these guys, all three of them left. So they were all here. So we had 3 boats that we knew that were leaving. Beau left on Friday. I think they all left on like Monday or Tuesday. I'm like, none of you guys have a dog? None of you. None of you have a dog that
What a
I can
bummer.
watch while you're gone? None? Like, I guess I could probably go into the street and find one.
Yeah.
Actually, that's true. I'm sure you could.
Probably one in the
Just-
boatyard somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
Or oh, too bad you couldn't have gotten the one that Billy and Sierra found.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. Oh, you guys, I was texting back and forth with
Heartbreaker.
him, and she was just heartbroken. She's like, what do I do?
Oh,
Like,
you
Jetty
could tell.
just can't. Jetty can't.
Right.
She can't. She won't deal with another dog. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad for her.
Uh-huh. You could tell she was really bummed out by it. Yeah.
But I think they found the owners, but I don't think the owners wanted them. But I think I think they did find a new home for him. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
that's good.
I'm pretty sure.
Sweet. Yeah. Yeah. So were you guys, where were you when that happened? I forget. Renee, that hurricane.
So we were
Yeah.
okay. So we were in Key West when it happened, because yeah, we were in the Keys because we did the benefit and the
That's
YouTube
right.
thing.
Yeah.
So we hosted the Adventure Cruise hosted that YouTube kind of raiser raising benefit for Raise Grenada, but we were underway.
Oh, right.
To attend. Yeah, we were literally underway, and our Starlink, we wouldn't want to trust it on that it would actually stay stable. So we just did a
Right.
little reporting for it, but they did a great job
Okay.
raising money.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of it. I think I saw you got, I mean, it was pretty cool. Like that so many channels. I mean, there were a lot. I had never even heard of those guys either, Adventure Cruise before or maybe Billy and Sierra had posted something about them before, but they seem really nice.
Yeah, they are.
They're nice.
We met them in person.
Yeah.
Is that another sailing channel?
Yeah, they're
Adventure
a
Cruise?
catamaran Adventure Cruise. They were at the boat show last year. The year
Oh, they were?
last year, yeah. Yeah. She's from a news anchor background.
Oh, you could, yeah, I can see that now that you say that.
He's
Totally.
very well spoken.
Yeah, yeah.
Very. I
Articulate.
really appreciate that too
Yeah.
for when someone's on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, good for you guys for helping out. That's cool.
It was, I wish we could
Sorry.
be like in the area. I mean, I'm not a very good builder, but I would take care of some puppies. That's for
Oh.
sure.
I'm sure you could do something like you just spent 11 days by yourself on the boat. I'm sure that they would put you to good, put you to work. And I'm sure you do
You're
a great
probably a
job.
better builder than you realize as much as you built. See, yeah, give yourself a
no
little
kidding.
little
Some,
credit.
like,
Exactly.
I could definitely do some epoxy bathrooms for them if they
Yeah.
needed it.
Very
That's
deep.
You make
true.
good commercials.
She'd be
Yeah.
a good project manager.
I could
She
be.
project manages me very well. I still tend
That's
to
what we all
struggle.
do, Beau. What are you talking about? We all project manage our husbands really well. Oh, that's funny.
Honey-do list,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is
So
Oh,
what's the I don't know if I missed something, but you're getting hauled out tomorrow?
Yeah,
Yep.
tomorrow morning.
We were gonna do it before Beau left, but since he left, we pushed it back.
Yeah, there's no point in being in the yard paying and not doing any work. So
And our friend, so we had all these people here. The marina that we stayed in 2 years ago, we are kind of cornered across from them. So they like drove out and checked on me a couple of times.
Oh,
I went out with them a
nice.
couple of times. Our friend Evan, who you guys may have seen in the past couple of video or some of our videos, he's here too. So like if I needed anything, he could have come and helped out, but I didn't drag
Oh,
or anything.
that's good.
We're sat pretty well. So
Yeah,
it's all mud here.
I made sure we were set and we had way extra scope out. So if anything, we just swung.
I just swung a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all over the place. Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
It's so
That's
beautiful here. It's so amazing. The people are so sweet. And just every morning, it's like you look up and you're like, oh, there's a mountain all around, and just the birds chirping, and it's so quiet.
Yeah.
So most of the bathrooms at the marinas here, you gotta do a nature walk, like
Oh.
through like swamp areas. There's like these really cackly birds. They're big though.
Oh.
Have you seen
I
that?
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They got some cool wildlife here.
Yeah.
We need to get a
That's
book.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
So when you want to leave there, what's your adventure in getting to like an airport or
Yeah.
because you have to fly or sail out of there.
Yeah, so we are planning on going to the boat show. So we were actually
Which one?
Annapolis, just the
Okay.
sailboat. Yeah.
No, but no Newport this year?
no, not this time. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if we were. Oh, Lou and Lind asked me if we were sailing up. I'm like, no, never, ever,
Again.
Never say never.
ever again.
Never say
Maybe
Not
never.
in
yeah.
October.
In the summer.
Yeah, summertime, but no. I mean, maybe if we find another boat in Newport and have to sail it down.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. It was so cold. I just was not.
So you have to take a bus to where?
Yeah,
get-
so since we're in the Rio, I mean, we are like all the way outside, and Guatemala City is a 6-hour bus ride in. So,
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
but it's
Isn't-
air conditioned. It's $20, like
Yeah, it's
$15.
So
Wow.
you can't go the other way? Guatemala is the closest or the only, or there's another one in
So there
there's
is an
another
airport nearby that you could take a small plane into. I think go from there to Guatemala City. But for us, it's like, we'll sit on the bus, listen to a podcast,
Yeah.
relax.
And then
You know.
typically there's some cheap hostels that you can spend the night and then fly out the next day, because during this time, the rainy season, the floods can or the rain can flood the roads and completely
Right.
shut down the roads. So if that happens, you could potentially miss your flight. So you're better off leaving a day or two early. So
I'm thinking about San Pedro Pula or something. Is that
I'm not familiar.
San Pedro Sula? That's another city down your way.
Okay.
I think
I don't know.
maybe that's where they take the small planes out of, possibly. Because I know that there is a woman who was saying that she takes her plane out of there and then flies in because she doesn't want to take the bus, I guess. But for us, I mean, it's like a Greyhound bus. It's just a really nice air conditioner. They stop halfway between and do like a lunch, and then you keep on going. So if we want to travel anywhere outside, like taking a taxi is super expensive, and then you can't really. I don't think you can really rent a car here.
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we are gonna possibly do some inland. We are gonna do some inland exploring. We might do it with a bunch of the guys here, the people here. Just get a big group together and go visit Antigua. And there's a volcano over by Antigua, active. So that would be really cool to hike up
Supposed to be
and
beautiful there.
camp out, see it. Yeah.
They have also on November 1st is the Day of the Dead, or I don't know what the name of it in Spanish is.
El Día de Muerte.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then also a kite, like they fly, or they have like these big kites and stuff. So we're hopefully going to be able to go and do that as well. So just kind of,
So you're gonna be there till November?
oh yeah,
Yeah, probably even later.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
We have a lot
Wow.
of boat work to
Yeah.
do.
It's already,
Yeah. So what are you doing?
oh yeah,
I know it's already August.
yeah.
Last minute, AB Marine reached out to us and they wanted to see if we needed anything, and we're like, a feathering prop would be nice. So they actually happen to have one that,
Wow.
since the model that we got is discontinued, and we have a 7/8 shaft, so it's kind of a unique, prop. And I don't think they were going to be able to get rid of it, like sell it anyway. So they gave that to us, but because the way that our keel is and our rudder and all that, we're full keel. We only have a small little pocket that our prop fits in. And this thing is a beast. It's 15 inches by 16. And I need to get in there and hone out some of the, yes.
Why did you say home?
Well, I have to like grind out actually the rudder area, and I'm gonna scallop the keel itself. And by scalloping, it's basically just carving into the keel to allow more more water flow over the prop itself. So it's just going to be a lot of glassing, and then we're going to glass up our centerboard trunk because we're not going to put that back in.
If you guys remember, we lost our centerboard out of Curacao like almost 3 years ago.
Seriously?
Yeah,
It was something hit it.
Something hit us.
Something
I
hit
don't
us and broke it off.
Shark ate it.
We think it was a whale, but
possibly, we don't know.
we don't know.
Or just I don't know.
Who knows?
Shark ate it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe it was an orca. Came really far south.
Thought it was a seal.
Yeah, I saw somebody's boat just sunk. Another boat just sunk off the coast.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh,
They-
really? Wow.
It was like 5 of them just came one after another for several hours, and like you can see, it's like the nose is down and it's sinking, and like the rudder's gone.
Where was that?
I think off of Spain, I think. possibly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or some near there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
When do you think you guys will go across the Atlantic? Never? Really?
unless we get a boat over there, we don't.
We don't really. Our goal is South Pacific. We don't really have a desire
Oh.
to sail the Med.
I mean, especially in the electric, right? Like, there's really no wind. There's a lot of. I mean, would I love to do like Scotland and Ireland? Yes, please, that would be amazing.
But
But
it's cold up there.
it's cold.
Yeah.
Also, Greece, that's supposed to be great. Greece is supposed to be great. Like Croatia, but we just heard some other things. Like Spain can be okay, but there's some other places that it's just like you're just in marinas a lot. So, and there's not a lot of sun. So, especially, but yeah.
Would you ever go like hang with your buddies, Dan and Kika? While they're over there?
Not while they're fixing their boat up. We got our own boat.
Sleep in the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to just go over there and backpack and go around that way for sure. But yeah, I mean,
There seems to be
Yeah.
a lot of like city stuff to do. So I don't know. It almost seems like bringing the boat over would be more cumbersome than just like flying over and back.
That's what I was thinking. Like fly
Yeah.
over and travel around. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's a big convention. I think it's in Germany. Every year, a boat convention in Germany. Maybe we could go
Oh,
to
the
that.
boat show? That
Yeah,
big German boat show?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some people go to that.
Okay.
Besides them, I saw somebody else. Yeah.
NJ
There's
sailing.
one in France too,
Oh, see, I wouldn't mind doing
in
that.
Cannes, France.
Oh, that would be nice.
Oh, that's where Sophie's from.
And she's from Con.
Yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
over the place. I think there's one in
Mhm.
Miami too. I think Miami
Yeah.
has one.
Hmm.
Pretty
Yeah.
regular.
Big.
I thought she was from down by
Cannes.
San Pedro Sula. It's about 4 hours from you.
Okay.
It's in whatever that country is.
Honduras or in Guatemala?
Honduras. Yeah, Honduras. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's the other way.
Yeah.
Guatemala City is south of you. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you were
But there's
going into the island, you could fly into that, maybe. What are you
Yeah, it's-
cooking, Jane?
Sorry, I'm cooking. I make like all my like chicken tenders for my salads for work, so I make them all before. So
Nice.
they're
I
all
can
ready.
smell it
and-
from here.
So I have all these chicken tenders that I just season and throw on the grill and
Yummy.
take them to work. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I hate like buying chicken out. It's like so gross to me since I grill it myself. It's so nice in the summer. Although
Yeah.
speaking of weather before, I don't know if you, I have like a light sweater on. And
Yes.
I'm for everybody I'm in New Hampshire and we've had that wicked humid hot weather up until yesterday. It rained, cooled everything off. It was down in the 50s last night, overnight, which is
Whoa.
pretty for August. Yeah. Right now it's like, I don't know, probably 70. It was 66 when I left for work this morning. So it's been a nice switch. So I guess
Yeah.
fall's here now.
The air is
Yeah.
being pulled down by the hurricane. But yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'll take it for as long as we can have it.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. So yeah. And my dogs are right there on the other side of the slider because they know that all this chicken is out here. They're like, why can't we come out?
Do they help clean up the grease area?
Well, I'm sure they would, but the grill's too hot. Yeah,
yeah.
but if I happen to drop one, my chocolate lab will not be sad for sure.
Oh,
He's a vacuum. Yeah, he just turned one. His birthday was the other day. He's a big boy. Yeah. So, but anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So I've been volunteered to hang out with any dogs that I need. Actually, Evan and they're leaving to go do their thing, and he wants me to watch their.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's a good way, right? To get your
It has
dog
a
fixed. in.
dog still too, so yeah. When we
Nice.
do the marina, But yeah. So I'll get my doggy fixes. Yeah. Tammy, how
So
far
what
are
My
you?
you,
dog,
go ahead.
my dog is sleeping. She was traumatized today. She got groomed.
Oh,
So,
no. Poor thing.
Was
Oh,
well,
I
it-
she's
don't.
16 too, so she's like
Oh.
is done with a lot of it. So
Oh, yeah.
That's how old Luna
when
was.
you're done in Guatemala, where are you headed?
We'll probably do the Bay Island.
Not Florida.
Yeah.
Not-
Yeah, we were talking that we'll probably keep Saoirse in Central America for the next couple years.
yeah.
So we'll probably do Bay Islands, and then maybe Belize, Mexico for one
think we should
season.
go down to-
Mm.
and then
Are
come
you
back.
guys near Linda Vista Hotel and Restaurante? Nanawana Ria Dolce?
Oh yeah,
Nanawana,
Nanawana. Yeah, so
Sorry,
Nanawana is where
sorry.
we're pulling out at.
Yeah.
Okay. Hacienda Tijax Hotel
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Marina.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
I think that's how they
It's like
say
a
it.
pretty populated area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do want to get to Panama, and we want to do Panama in the winter. So possibly coming out of Bay Islands and going
Oh,
down to Panama.
You want to do it because Billy and Sierra are gonna do that.
Possibly, but I don't want to do
Sam-
it.
Like the
But-
San Blas Islands? Oh, I want to
Oh,
go
yeah,
there.
Sure. But ideally, then we could come back up and then work our way back down into here for hurricane season again if we wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't know. We love being here for hurricane season. It's just one, I feel so safe here. Panama, I mean, you don't get hit by hurricanes there, but the lightning storms are wicked strong. And here, at least we've got like some mountains kind of protecting us from that. Boats have already gotten hit. Actually, while Beau was gone, the worst storm that we had, where we were gonna go, yeah. So Nanawana is where we're gonna haul out, and Evan is already there hauled out. There's kind of an anchorage in front of it, and people end up anchoring there. We are across the river on the other side anchored. Evan had mentioned that he got hit the last time he was there. He only lost a couple
Oh
of
my
things.
God.
Yeah, he lost a couple things. So I was like, when we came in, I was like, maybe we shouldn't anchor there. Let's anchor over here. Less traffic. There's like a gas station and stuff over there. So we ended up over there. Thank goodness we did, because while he was gone, that big lightning storm came in and 3 boats got hit in that area.
Ugh,
And there
that's
was
so
like
scary.
not that many boats in that anchorage. So yeah, 2 of them, nobody was on it. And another one, they just arrived that day.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm not sure what's happened. I haven't seen them to speak to them or anything, but I don't know what's happened to the other boats. They're still floating. So, but yeah, it's not. And then actually a boat that we're watching, they didn't get hit, but they got kind of like an EMP or EMP.
They got, yeah.
They must have gotten something residual because now their inverter's messing up, their AC is screwing up, like, a couple things. So
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so scary. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Getting
I
hit
mean,
by
we're from
lightning.
Florida, and it's like, it's just different.
I mean,
here.
on the boat though, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just different. And
yeah.
I don't think we've been in Florida for a summer in a really long time. Like, I mean, we were building the boat. We were on the harbor.
Yeah, when we were over in Fort Pierce area, it didn't seem to get too bad of
Yeah.
thunderstorms there.
And we had our mast down pretty much the whole entire time we were in the yard.
So we weren't
Yeah.
that concerned.
So I was like,
I think the
thinking,
worst place in Florida that I saw lightning was Jacksonville.
yeah,
I think Jacksonville might be one of the worst places,
yeah,
Tampa Bay
maybe
can get
in the
bad
United States
storms.
for lightning. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just,
yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even bad in Key West. You'd think out on an island. I don't
Yeah,
ever remember lightning storms of any consequence. I saw a lot of water spouts, lots
Yeah,
of water spouts, but not too much lightning.
Key West is interesting. When we were there were always storms around us, but they rarely would actually hit
weird.
us.
yeah.
So
Like
that,
some like wind shear
yeah,
current
but
that goes through
it's a
there.
nice little pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it might be because of all the mangroves and the flats that are the coral flats that are all around the island, because only the southeastern end is exposed to deep water ocean. The rest of it's got coral flats all around it almost everywhere you go. Yeah, and mangroves.
And I think coming off
So
of,
if okay, we've been talking about Guatemala.
Yeah.
It's on our list. But with the electric motor, we have this, one also. Now with you talking about this, I'm going, wait a minute, do we really want to be there? Because, a lot of people, they get hit, they at least still have a motor.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one concern
Good
we're
point.
having. I mean, a thing you could do is come here and take your mask down. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's more or less kind of just, you kind of have to sit and pray. I mean, if you're in a marina and one person gets struck, you might get it through, residual. We were here last year. Well, we came in September. So the last time we were here, we did not see many storms.
Can't you put a lightning rod on your mast? Running from the mast to the water? Yeah, seriously.
I don't know. We've actually been talking about that a lot lately. I was talking with people at yoga the other day.
You put a
They're like,
lightning rod on the bow and the stern and the mast. They run
Well,
into the water.
what a lot of boats do is they have those, they're almost like a little ball
but
or
we were talking
cylindrical
about it.
thing
They were
with
saying
the
it doesn't work.
little
I
spinies.
don't know.
It's basically to prevent, a discharge.
I mean, something that I thought about is we could actually take the entire motor out and store it somewhere. Because in the marina, there's a storage area that you could put your motor in. I mean, it's so easy to take out, right? Like you guys, is yours pretty easy to take out?
It can be taken out of service,
It can be
disconnected.
disconnected from everything, but ours, we have a 30 kilowatt, so it's actually two 15s. So it's quite, we actually we had one of the motors go bad in Norfolk and we had to take it out and ship it. And they're pretty, I mean, it wouldn't be hard, but it wouldn't be easy.
Yeah.
Well, the motor is on rubber mounts, right?
No, not ours.
No? Well, see, if you have it on rubber mounts and you disconnect it from any other metal surfaces, technically it ought not be struck. Because if it's mounted on rubber, it's
There's
grounded.
different things you have to worry about. Like it's the EMP pulses, which if you put your phones and your electrics in like the oven or a Faraday cage, those are
Faraday
okay.
cage.
But then there's something else that comes along with lightning that it doesn't matter. It
Oh.
doesn't matter if it's in the stove or not. Like, I mean, yeah, it's a risk that we're taking. Unfortunately, we don't have a very tall mast. I don't know if it's because we're near a tower, but we're just.
But, I mean, even
Just make a lead box to go around your motor with a rubber
entire
insulation
boat.
all around it and disconnect it
whole-
from the drive shaft, and you're ready to go. I just
Yeah.
say, bring it on.
Kind of scary. I mean, most people. I mean, Evan doesn't have a motor, so I can't really say what with his, so his was, I think, the radio issue or something. I did see that Gypsy, if you guys
Sorry.
follow them, they're in Panama and they just got a boat hit behind them and now something's going wrong with their boat. So yeah,
I'm gonna have to look on that
Florida,
and study
though,
on that.
you're
There ought to be
kind of
something you can do.
risk as well.
yeah.
Because we've known people, a couple of people
You
get
won't
struck
be,
there as
if
well.
you are thinking about coming here, you probably won't be moving your boat much. You'll be in a marina or you'll be on anchor, really. I mean, there's not a lot of like moving when you're here.
It's more of a hurricane hole. You sit. It's
And
kind of like
dinghy
Grenada.
everywhere.
Yeah, you get there and you sit
Yeah.
and you wait for the season to be.
Right. We have work that we could do inside and people keep saying, go to Guatemala. That's a good place to get that done. So
It's good. There's good help there, and everything you can get what you need as far as product, supplies, parts.
There's quality people here, and it's pretty inexpensive. Canvas work is great here.
It's kind of like everywhere else, though. You gotta find
gotta
the
walk.
right people, and you need to be there and make sure they're doing the job that you want them to do.
But being in the marina the 2 years ago we were here, it was like 300. What was it? Two
Two
something a month.
with power, it ended up being like 320, 350 a month. It's
That was with
Right.
season,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. We were running AC every night.
And we
Oh.
were 35 feet. How long are you guys?
We're 46 feet.
Yeah, so it was per foot, but I mean it's still pretty inexpensive here. I mean, and anchoring's free, but you know. Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff to do. I mean, it's like Margarita Monday. We do yoga on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, like Tuesday night here, Wednesday night there, Sunday movie day here, like movie here, barbecue Fridays in Nanawana. Like you will not be bored.
Birthdays
Right.
all the time.
Like Taco Tuesday, Wednesday pizza, like it's
Poker Thursday.
it's definitely, if you guys you've been to Sanel Key or you've been to Georgetown, no?
No, we haven't made it that far south in Bahamas.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's like adult camp here for sure. Yeah. And like you can speak Spanish if you want to speak Spanish to people, but you can get by with not.
The locals want you to speak Spanish,
Yeah.
but
I mean I want to. So I'm gonna
Right.
learn more, but yeah.
What town is it again? Oh, shoot, I'm
And we're
oh
in
no, not.
what's that?
Go ahead. Yeah, what town?
you know, I'm not even sure.
I mean you can look at Nanawana, I guess. Bless you.
What is it, Brandy?
Nanawana.
Sundog Cafe. No, I don't know.
Yeah, you can look up Sundog Cafe. That's
Nanawana,
that's
Ria
the
Dolce.
place.
That's
Nanawana.
where you are.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. There is a
See, it's right off the highway where you would go to the other place in San
Yeah.
Juan too. But that road looks kind of shady once you get out up into the woods, so I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe there's a problem when you get up the road ways. It looks pretty
No, it's
primitive
like borough.
because it goes all the way almost to Puerto Cortez, and then it comes all the way back down to San Pedro Sula. So that might be one of those iffy roads, where the river floods because it's right on the ocean. Right
Yeah,
on the,
the
right on the,
flooding's
yes, right
really
on the,
bad here because the river will raise. Because it's brackish water. When the rain happens, all that fresh water just sits on top and just floods everything. I mean, roads have like been completely. When we were going to the city last time we were here, there was a road that was almost washed out. And if we had left the day after, we wouldn't have made it to the boat show because the road did wash out. Yeah.
So when you were there last year, I'm trying to remember if I
It
remember
was 2
this
years
right.
ago. Yeah.
So you took your paint with you from the States to paint?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're also sponsored by Total Boat.
Yeah.
And okay, so if we get all the stuff that we need before we leave,
Yeah.
Is that the best way to do it?
is that the best way to get it? To do it?
That's what we're doing. I actually heard that Total Boat delivers here for free. I don't know if that's true, but we have 375 pounds of product in our boat that we need to get out of it.
Wow.
So yeah, we have paint and stuff. We're gonna do
Yeah.
possibly the deck and like skid and the whole 9.
And this way we
That's
don't even
what we do, is the deck and stuff. So
Like, like they have everything. Most of the things are here. The things that you stumble into is like electronics and things like that getting taken care of. There are some great, electricians and shops here, and welders are plentiful here. But like, and you wouldn't have to really worry about fabric unless you wanted to bring your own fabric. But paint and stuff like that, there's paint shops. There's a Sherwin-Williams here, but it's better to bring it.
fabric. I don't know. I think it just for us, it's easier to bring the materials and then,
Yeah.
do it that way.
And then source if we have to.
Yeah, because then we can avoid all the hassle and if there's any import fees, that sort of thing.
right? So they don't bother you about bringing that kind of stuff with you?
No. I mean, we,
Don't ask, don't tell.
so, I mean, we sailed in with it. They don't board your boat.
They'll come up to your boat
Yeah,
and then ask you a bunch of questions, and then they'll take all your paperwork, and then they'll leave, and then they'll say, come on shore an hour later
Yeah.
to pick up your stuff and pay us, and then that's what
and
you
then
do.
you leave that anchorage because that anchorage, Livingston, is where when you come in, you cross over the bar. That's the place where you have to anchor in, and then you immediately leave because things go missing there.
Yeah.
There's no
it's
violence. It's just
just a lot of crime,
Petty
crime.
theft.
Yeah.
petty theft. So people know you don't stay there.
What do you guys drive?
So you have to secure things so you ensure you don't tempt people to steal from you.
Right. So case in point, when Evan came through, there was a really bad storm, so they didn't continue on. In the storm, they stole his furling lines
Oh no, yeah, yeah.
and
they
other
were-
things.
no.
Yeah, in the storm.
Vendors, anything
Then
that can-
anything you can
they
get.
can cut and grab, they will.
But down the river,
Here, it's like we don't lock
We
anything.
don't lock- I
It's
mean-
super safe.
we lock our stuff as a secondary to losing it. Like our dinghy, we just lock it,
Mhm.
and we lock our gas cans
Yeah.
just because.
Just because we have it and
Yeah.
we should. And
Right. But like
now,
locking our
at least we
dinghy
tried.
at any of these places, we don't bother doing that.
But
Well, yeah.
from what
I
we
used
under-
to.
from what we understand, this area is kind of run by the local mafia. This is the story. I don't know if it's true or not,
Yeah.
but basically, we bring, our foreign money in, and we help the economy, and they don't want that messing with their business because we provide the money for their business. So
Yeah.
if there are locals who mess with us, then they take them out. And there's a spot, supposedly there's a spot that they literally will take them out at. So I don't know if it's true or not, but the crime
We
seems
we experienced that at Bay.
Those
We
getting tangled up with the folklore there. Yeah.
We experienced
be
that
true,
in Hatchet
though.
Bay, that some kid got something out of a dinghy and the local adults got together and they were like, no, because they depend on our income and they know it'll get around.
Yeah,
So-
especially in
Sure it
Hatchet
will,
Bay.
yeah.
I mean, what else income are they getting there except for the cruisers?
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's not like, who else is going to Hatchet Bay?
Right.
Yeah, I like that little anchorage.
That's nice.
So have you guys spent any time in Guatemala City looking around, wandering
Oh,
around
yeah.
town?
So we did a little bit the last time we were here. The city's not very enticing for us. We rather would go to like Antigua and go to the volcanoes, and there's other like waterfalls and lakes, like Lake Antigua. I don't know how to say it yet. There's a big huge lake here, and just so much more in Tikal, which is a humongous
it's like a dig site.
yeah structure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The Mayan culture.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a lot of stuff to do there. The city, there are some like they have them in sections, or I don't remember what they call them, zones, and there's marked zones that you don't go to.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, like any big city, there's areas that you should
Yeah.
not be in ever,
Right.
unless you're looking for trouble.
Or you're
Right.
from there and you have to be there. But like, I mean, in most of the things, it's local and local crime. It's not like people. I mean, if it is, they're trying to like steal your wallet or something. I mean, I feel super safe here. Like I'll walk up and down these streets. I mean, it's so busy here. Nobody even blinks an eye of like that we're here. There's none of this like give me money or
Oh,
any
yeah.
of that really. So although we did have it in the restaurant the other day,
But
this
it-
little girl came in and was kind of asking for money, but typically you don't have any of that. I don't feel like we're getting like Ringo prices anywhere.
Right.
Go
Fleeced.
to the
Not
the
being
regular
fleeced.
market and if they are, it's so inexpensive, you guys. Like it's this bag here
Oh, yeah.
full of vegetables, maybe $10. Cauliflower, broccoli,
Wow.
carrot, like the whole nine.
Yeah.
Fruits. Blackberries are from Guatemala, I guess. We can get these little things for $1.
Yeah. I read something last night. I believe it was 8 or 11 other countries will not take imported food products from the United States
Yeah,
because of what we
there are
have in
some
our
people are
food.
pretty strict about it. Yeah. I don't think they asked here, or they
That would be industrialized food. That's not local farmers, but
yeah,
local farmers wouldn't be going overseas anyway. So
they don't want like fresh fruits and vegetables because they could be carrying
Yeah.
things that could get into their crops. So we try to be respectful in that suit of I think we had eaten everything and everything else was in the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, yeah, what I mean is they don't import it. They don't import it. It's not that I don't know that they wouldn't allow it to have somebody to use
I
it
see.
personally,
yeah.
but they don't import US products because of the way we do our industrialized
Oh, yeah.
food.
Yeah.
A lot of it's GMO,
Yeah.
GMO,
genetically modified.
hydrogenated oils
Mhm.
and high fructose corn syrup and food colorings and preservatives.
Unfortunately, that
Mercy
is
on.
happening here for sure. I mean, they just keep building up. There's another supermarket that's shown up since we've been here. We just try to stick to the markets, and I mean, we're, vegetables and
Yeah.
meats
Just
and
the
stuff.
KISS principle. Keep it simple,
Yeah, there's
sweetheart.
the meat here is pretty hard to come by because the cows are so thin. They have to import it.
The
Yeah.
cows are so
Yeah,
the cows are so
are.
thin.
Actually, I'll have to when we are in the boatyard. I'll have to get some video of you.
That just sounds funny. The cows are
Yeah,
so thin.
I was just kidding. So we were at Evan's boat the other day, and I was like, all three of us were like, "Are those sheep?" They were cows. Oh,
Oh my
I was like, "Are
God.
those goats?" And they were cows. So they're not like
Wow.
they're not emaciated, but they're just
Yeah.
thinner than what you would
Yeah.
see as a cattle in U.S.
Right.
But,
Just don't go somewhere and say, in Guatemala the heifers are really thin.
yeah,
Someone
yeah.
will- they might get the idea.
They do import food from or steaks and things from Guatemala. But if you were coming here and you do like or Argentina, if you do like beef,
Yeah.
load up.
I like it.
Yeah, but vegetables, save your fridge space because there's plenty here. I can't even think of anything that we can't find. Basil.
I'm heading out, guys. Thank you for
Okay,
doing this. I'm
bye.
getting eaten by
It was
mosquitoes.
great
But I just want
seeing
you to say hi. That's Kip.
Adios.
Say hi.
Hey, boy.
That was a good boy. Thanks, guys. Have fun. Well, maybe I'll
Good
see you in
night.
October.
He was saying, where's that
Bye.
dog? Where's that other dog?
Yeah, exactly.
We met Jane in Newport last year. I still can't get over the fact that we went to Newport. How far are you guys going up, Todd and Timmy? Or are you going to stay there?
Well, we'll be at the boat show.
Okay.
Our daughter spent the summer in Alaska and we're picking her up in Baltimore at the end of August. So we really aren't sure, we've just decided we hate being in a giant hurry.
Yeah.
Rush, and we've just been enjoying taking as much time and being as slow. So we're very open-ended right now.
Yeah.
I wish I had learned about pace about 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Just having a picking a pace and just hold to that pace. Because it's like when you're driving down the road, you watch all these maniacs cutting around, going through traffic, turning, signaling, weaving, all this stuff. And you get to the light and you're right next to them.
Right next to them, exactly.
That's how life is. You can change lanes all you want, but you're going to get there the same way, the same time. You're just going to be stressed out. One person's going to be stressed out and the other one's not. It's just about pace. That's what life is. Yeah. Find your pace, find your zone, find your lane, if you will.
Stay in
and
your
stay
lane.
in it. And just be happy.
We were going to go offshore from Norfolk up to Maine and then pick her up on our way back down. And we had a problem with our electric motor, just some completely random. He's like, we never see this, like it never happens. We have an electric yacht. motor. We spent
A month
a
in
month
Norfolk
in
because we had to
Norfolk
wait.
waiting for parts.
He thought it
and-
was their controller, so we shipped our controller back, and he put it on and bench tested it and said the controller's fine, which means it's the motor that's bad. So he found a motor.
Motor?
For us. Yeah,
Well,
so there's the motors, and then there's a Sevcon controller for the motor,
Yeah.
and they pair. And so he thought it was the controller was bad, but it wasn't. It was the motor. So he found a used motor on the shelf that he sold us for
less
half
money.
price.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
probably a third of the price, and shipped it
Which
back.
motor
But
do
it
you
took
guys
a
have?
month.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was
Is it
that?
electric yacht, or which one do you have? Do you have Thunderstruck?
We have the electric yacht, Quiet
Electric yacht.
Torque 30. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the liquid cooled.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we had an encoder, which is the little, I don't know. So you got the controller, but then there's an encoder that speaks to the controller, and that went bad on us. And it's like a little chip. I think it costs like $20,
Right.
and that was a learning lesson for me, but I wonder if it
Yeah,
was.
that's the problem. Like they have these Sevcon controllers, and he's like, when he told us he thought that's what had gone bad, he's like, we never see because it has little blinky lights that tell you what's wrong. And he was like, it was blinking this code that he's like, the only time we see that is if you get struck by lightning. And we're like, well, we weren't that we
Yeah.
know of.
Yeah.
Nothing was wrong.
It was fine.
But when he got it, it was
Probably.
fine. But I guess the problem is Todd found somebody online that will fix the Sevcon controllers, like in India, but we consider them disposable,
Right.
even though they're like thousands of dollars.
Well, they're not thousands. They're like $1,500.
Yeah.
So
So nobody fixes them here. They're like, and nobody fixes the motor. He's like, no, we don't fix them. So
Hmm.
yeah, we're
India?
like, hey,
Why
Wow.
create something that you can't fix? I don't know.
it probably can be fixed. It's just that
They don't want to.
it's not that they do here.
Well, there's probably a point of diminishing return. By the
Yeah.
time you get done considering labor, and labor is the most expensive thing. I can't even believe how much labor is anymore for mechanical work. It's
Come to
upwards.
Guatemala.
Yeah, yeah. But that's probably the point. But I'm thinking there ought to be something other than India. How reliable could something in India be, though?
I have no idea, but that was the only place Todd, we were doing all the research, like how can we
Right.
fix this
Fix
for
this
less
outside,
money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, because we had zero problems with the electric motor. We have a hybrid system, so we have a diesel generator that has issues, right? But the electric motor is like no big deal.
Well,
Yeah.
don't give up. Just keep checking the interwebs. Something will come up.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we got it fixed and it's working now. So,
Oh,
I still have the old motor. I'm still trying to debate whether I want to try to take it apart myself and find out if I can fix it or not.
I
Why
mean,
well,
not?
electric
if
motors.
you
Electric
can, then
motors.
you'll need a person in the US who can fix them. So
Yeah.
you'll have a
The
business
electric-
there.
Well, the motor part of an electrical motor is fairly simple. You just have your aperture in there, and the windings. So the windings get worn, and the clearances, the tolerances get excessive, so it won't power anymore. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you might be
He
able
said
to
that's-
dismantle and
might
find
have
somebody to do the copper work for you. Yeah,
he said that's what he said. There's tolerances in there that
right.
something just goes a little wrong and that the
Right.
electronics won't.
So well, that's what I'm thinking. You might can dismantle it and have somebody rewind it, rewind the core and the aperture, the outside part. I don't know what the terminology is, but I know what it looks like.
Right.
And I know what it looks like when it's worn out. It don't work no more. But I don't
Right.
know. And there used to
Well,
be places
we've done
all
a
over the
lot
place
of
that would redo
ICW.
electro motors.
We've done a lot of ICW with the hybrid system. So, because we went from Corpus Christi to Pensacola on the ICW,
Right.
and section between sales coming back from the Bahamas. So we had to motor up to St. Mary's. Yeah, St. Mary's from Ponce de Leon. And then we did the whole inside of the Albemarle Sound and all of that. And so we've had a lot of fun with having the diesel generator to be able to allow us to do that kind of stuff. And that has been
I actually didn't
fun.
know you guys had the diesel generator, and I kept thinking of you going, oh my god. Because we just did it, you know what I mean? And I'm like, it was kind of
It was a pain
stressful. It was
because
stressful.
We were constantly running our little
Pocket generator.
Yeah. 'Cause
Motor.
it's
There's
just-
not enough wind.
Yeah.
I mean, we got lucky and we sailed in Albemarle Sound, but I mean, there's some beautiful places in the ICW, but once you get to Florida, I'm like, get me out of here. I don't want to be in the ICW ever again in the Florida.
Georgia was terrible. We went all the way to Savannah. We could have gone out the St. Mary's Inlet, but I was still a little traumatized by the storms that tore our sails. And I was like, I'm not ready to go offshore again. And so, but by the time I went through Georgia, I was like, get me out of here.
It was like a snake, you know, the ICW was just like a snake. And so, you know, to go forward like 4 miles, you had to go like 20 miles because it turned everywhere, you know. You couldn't hardly
That's like
sail.
what Booger said when they went down. That's what Booger said when they went down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with the electric motor, we're not fast. So, you know, everybody else is like, it's no big deal. You just turn on the motors and go 6 knots. We're going 3.5. So even with the diesel generator.
Yeah. I mean, going north was great in the stream. Like we got in there and we were going 4 knots one day with not a sail up, which was great. But coming back down it, what was the one between the R&D canal? There's
C&D.
like a C&D canal. R&D. Yeah, but coming back down.
Stop. That's my problem. I'm like, if I have to motor this whole thing and I can only go 3.5 knots, I could be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we got there, technically you're not supposed to sail.
Well,
I have heard that you can sail motor sail, but we thought that we couldn't, so we were running the motor. We actually stayed outside and ran our generator and got our battery up and then just sailed when we could. But of course, like the moment we could sail, we kind of lost wind. So we ended up anchoring more than we wanted, sooner than we wanted to, but it was fine. I mean, we got through it. It's just, you guys know, it's, you know, being an electric, you might as well just have, you know, sails only or no motor, really, because we only use this thing to get in and out of anchorages or marinas or sticky situations here and there, but yeah, it's not,
Yeah, we have done it a lot and it's doable, but you have to be willing to be slow. And most people are not.
We have the bigger generator, so we have more options than you had because we have a 5,000 watt generator.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, if we want to motor at 3 knots, we can motor as long as we got gas and never run out of battery, you know.
That would be the ideal for us. Yeah.
Space generator, you know.
You can't do it with the small generator, but with the big one, but it is, well, because we also don't have lithium yet. We're still using AGS. And so that limits our capacity and how low we can bring our motors or our batteries. So you balance all of that stuff, right? And it's just a constant, and it takes us twice as long to get somewhere as it takes anybody else if we are motoring, you know. So people are like, oh, it's no big deal. You just go to here. And we're like, we can't get that far in one day.
We just know a lot more places to anchor in the ICW coast. You know, and there's a lot of, we say often, like, there's a lot of times where if we had been going 6 knots, would we have seen that? Or would we have seen this? Or would we have gotten to experience that? So, you know, it's
the animals and stuff that will come close to you because you're not making noise is totally different.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Like so you get to see everything you would get if you were on a walk. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, there are some times I'm like, I definitely could be walking faster than this, but I can't walk on water, so guess we're gonna have to sail.
Yeah.
But yesterday, coming in here, we were doing 7.5, 8 knots going up the Chesapeake yesterday. And we'd watched your stuff going through the Chesapeake, and some of that stuff was wild. And I was like, oh dear. You're wringing my
Like
hands.
ocean in there.
It was
It was crazy.
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
probably
when we
some of the worst sailing we've ever had was a couple days in the Chesapeake.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we were pulling it, getting ready to make our turn to come up here,
Into Solomon's.
we were hitting plus 25 knots of wind, and the waves were suddenly 6, almost 8 feet, and very close together.
Yeah.
And that was downwind. We had to figure out how to get our sails down without having to turn into those waves because they were so big and so close together. It was really sketchy.
We were on a 25-degree lean with the waves when we had to turn, we had to jibe to turn to miss the point coming into Solomon's.
Yeah.
We were jibing all the way up because it was downwind. And I'm like, Todd was tethered in and trying to get the sails down, and I'm like, hold on, as I'm steering down these.
Like, I think people don't know the power of the Chesapeake. We weren't aware of that. I was thinking this is worse than ocean sailing in here because the waves do that.
We have never seen. I mean, even the storms that tore our sails, and we did like 35 sustained from behind the beam, from behind us, downwind going into Beaufort. Like we crossed from Savannah to Beaufort, and we had 35 knots the whole way, but it was nothing like that.
Beaufort.
It was just
Beaufort.
Yeah.
Beaufort.
Yeah, Beaufort, South Carolina, Beaufort, North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay. It was North Carolina.
Yeah, Beaufort, North Carolina.
Oh, Beaufort, North Carolina. Okay. You said Savannah though, right? You came out of Savannah?
Yeah, we left from Savannah.
We went offshore in Savannah.
So it was 4 days
okay.
offshore.
I got you.
And it was fine. It wasn't, yesterday was beautiful too, but the waves were just unreal.
Yeah, Chesapeake's a little shallow.
I was just thinking about you guys. I was going to ask Beau and Brandy. I was trying to remember
Well, it's
yours.
funny because we're talking about this now. Like, so on Tammy, we actually did that trip with these guys, Wind's Pleasure, and Chris and Chrissy Joe, and it was like their first big sail out. And I was like, if you guys can do this, you're good. Yeah. We're talking about sailing into Chesapeake. So that was leaving Annapolis going towards Solomon's. Yeah. So that wasn't even, we hadn't even got to Solomon's. Actually, our trip to Solomon's was pretty, I think, non-event.
No, it
was that one?
It was that one. It was the one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. That we watched that one. We watched that one. It was pretty big. You were going into Solomon's.
I clearly blacked it out.
I think you had several days of that.
Yeah, we did actually, now that I think about it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Good. I don't need to. I'll fly in. For sure. Yeah.
Right.
But
they're muted down there. SV Winds Pleasure.
Hi, Marie. Yeah, I think they're on their dinghy. She's smiling. Are you still in Newport? I think. Are you all in Newport? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, still in Newport. We didn't want all the dinging engine noise in the meeting, so we were muting. But yeah, we're in Newport. We're gonna leave tomorrow and start heading back to. I think we're gonna go to New London tomorrow, and then make it back to Port Washington because I got to fly out to Michigan. So
there's no dinghy engine noise either. So
yeah, I can't hear it. Is it?
You cannot hear any dinghy noise.
So, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We're just idling right now.
Yes, it's the background, the noise canceling is working quite well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that must be.
I don't even
That's
hear,
gorgeous.
I don't even hear wind. I don't even hear wind
Oh.
noise.
Mm-mm.
It's actually a really calm night. This is nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good to see you
I
guys.
didn't know how long you guys would be talking, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring it up real quick on our way back to the boat.
Yeah. It's been
What do you
forever.
guys like in Newport?
Newport's cool. It's very rich here.
Yeah.
I feel very out of place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uptown. Uptown
If
sailboat town.
conversations were more about my horse and my private chef and you know, things like that. That's the
Yeah.
conversations that we've overheard. It's like, oh, okay, that's the clientele here in Newport.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
I
It's nice.
have gotten like a little bit of a different because we were there at the boat show. Maybe there's a little bit more, but we didn't
Yeah.
see a bunch in Newport. We did go north. That seemed to be a little less flighty towards
Bristol
Bristol area.
area.
Yeah. But yeah.
It was
it's all-
cool. We went to the mansion tours here. If anybody gets to Newport, do the mansion tours. So cool.
Beau went and tried to break his ankle in Block Island, so we didn't get to do any of that, remember?
Good job, Beau.
We didn't get to do any of that because Beau
Didn't do
broke his
any.
ankle.
Beau broke his ankle
I
climbing
we
a
followed
tree.
over and watched
We watched
the water.
Yeah, we watched the water. But that's it, like Todd and or Tammy, how you were saying, it was just saying like going slow. It's like sometimes we get and we were on a schedule and that kind of screwed us up for that trip up and down because we knew we needed to get to Annapolis for the second boat show. So the moment it ended, we went up to Bristol and then we came back down and whoop, straight through. I mean, we didn't even anchor by the Statue of Liberty. We just was like, hey girl, and kept on going, you
Yeah.
know. But probably, I mean, we got to the boat show a couple days before it started. So I mean, we
So
barely
speaking
made
of
it.
that, where did you stay? Where did you anchor?
We anchored in what was that bay called?
There's a
Something with a W.
bay really far south.
It's pretty far though.
If there's nasty weather, it's not a good dinghy ride.
Yeah, it's a big dinghy ride. What's your dinghy setup? What's your
We have
horsepower?
a Western 310 with the 15 horse.
horsepower.
Yeah, you'd be fine. I mean, ideally you would probably just get closer, but we went to Chris and Chrissy Joe, where were you guys at?
They anchored next to it.
They did, but then they were up in
We were in the main harbor in Annapolis, and it's so busy and so rocky there. Yeah, the east anchorage there, that's just down from the mooring balls. Spot Creek and Back Creek are good places to anchor, but they get really full really quickly. And I can't remember the name of that lake that we joined you guys at either.
Lake Ogleton.
Lake
Yes,
Ogleton, yeah,
Yeah.
the Bay Ridge Marina area.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
see
Wilshire.
Oh yeah,
Wilshire?
Donald knows. He picked us up there.
Yeah, Donald picked us up.
it's this lake down here, right here.
Okay. All right, great. I will mark those down. So we had Back Creek. What was the other one that you said?
Spa Creek.
Spa?
Spa Creek. Spa
Spa,
Creek
that's
is
big.
closest to Annapolis. It's closest to the boat show there, Annapolis. Back Creek is more the I'm blanking on the name of places now, but it's one street over.
East.
So
East.
Eastport, that's it. Yeah.
All of the docks at the end of
Oh.
the streets are all public, so you can dinghy anywhere really. If there's a
Okay.
dock at the end of the street.
Oh,
So,
you've taken away past Renner. Sorry.
Yep. This will be our first time going to the boat show. And we have a couple of vendors who are going to be in their booths. And so,
Hmm.
yeah, so we got passes, which will be nice.
oh, nice.
It'll be
Are you
fun
guys-
to do it.
Doing the show itself, or are you going to be in the booth? Or in the YouTube, like the meet and greet?
We haven't heard anything about the YouTube stuff. I don't even know how you get invited to that, but we're working with Mantis, Marine, and Caligo. We have Dyneema rigging, and we have Caligo, so we're gonna work in their booth with them. So,
do they sponsor you? They're frozen. Are we frozen or are they frozen?
No, we paid full price, but buy his rigging because of us. So yeah, they asked us if we could do a couple hours every day in their booth. So
that's nice. Nice. Good. Yeah, I was just wondering how, like, we just actually did our backstay in Dyneema. We wouldn't mind doing the rest of it, but
yeah, we love it.
Fine.
We don't know any different because when we got the boat, the rigging needed to be replaced, and that's what we did it with, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I can send you Jeff's information. He's the guy who does the YouTube booth.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember how we got invited or if we asked, or I don't remember.
I think because we knew Mark and Gary, and they knew Jeff.
Because of Delos? I don't know.
Yeah, so it was like knowing people who
no.
People,
They
right?
had emailed us.
Oh, did
They had emailed us, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we're still a small enough channel compared to everybody else. So
yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of different channels there. So yeah. I mean, it's all over.
Let me go now. I'll see you guys.
Oh, bye, Richard. It's nice seeing you.
God bless everyone.
We're probably gonna wrap it up because we need to move from here and go to our boat, which is down that, and we don't want to do it in the dark. And it's getting dark here.
It looks dark.
Yeah, it's starting to get dark, but
well, it's good chatting with everybody.
Yeah, it's nice seeing everybody.
Yeah. We'll keep you posted on just
where's Finn?
Boat work and stuff.
Oh, she's on the boat. She's in there, probably looking at us right now, going, "Get your butts back in here."
Trying to get back in.
It's the back of our boat. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming, you guys. It's nice seeing everybody.
It's good seeing everybody.
Hopefully, we will see you guys more in the future. Hopefully, we don't die of heat exhaustion in the boatyard. It will be freezing in October. So when I complain in October, any of you guys who are going to be at the boat show, slap me.
It was low mid 60s last night. Like I had to turn off the fan. I was too cold.
You right now.
That was
You'd be
being up.
it.
Hey, that was.
Hey, you guys take care. Have fun down there for me.
I will. We will. Oh,
see you
guys. Thanks so much.
See that shirt?
Oh. Yay.
There.
Aww.
I brought her.
Yeah.
She's here.
Thank you. Oh.
No.
So sweet. I love it. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for coming.
Bye, guys.
We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.